Land back and land back and good morning, y'all. Land back, Ren. Where's everyone else at? What's up? We're not ready for this book trap. Hope everyone's doing good this morning. Hope everyone got them fire read them backs. I know y'all got them. Um, lots to go through today. So let's make sure we coming in, saying what's up, sharing, liking, commenting. Y'all already know what it is. Unity and struggle. Let me get that there. Amilcar Cabral. We diving in today, y'all. Let's see. So yeah, let's make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't. Put them notifications on. Landback Acorn, Landback QC. I don't know who that is. Landback Colimote. I like that name though. That's what's up. Colimote. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
I know there was an earthquake. Land
back. Yeah, and shout out to the Ministry of People's Affairs, keeping California safe, making sure they're checking in with the comrades who experienced an earthquake right over here on the West Coast. There was a little earthquake, y'all. There's a little work. So shout out to Watakame, Land back Watakame, Land back G, and DP. Yeah, but we all good, thankfully. DP is good. You know, we all good. So yeah, yes, there was an earthquake. It was pretty wild. And you know what? It started after I woke. Went down. The connection's
20 seconds.
Look, they said, is that a haircut?
Haircut? Nah, it was just I got slick back. See, I got it in the bun.
It's the new look for Camote. The new look. Nah, it was no 9.0. That would have been wild. We probably would not be here. But it was like 3.9, and it was actually really close to where we're at right now. So not even far at all. So it did feel a little bit stronger, but thankfully it only lasted like 5 seconds. So we good. West Coast good. 3.9. There you go. DP coming in with the facts. Landback City Builder, Landback Mace out here, Landback. The quake doesn't stand a chance to happen. Sorry, earthquakes. They really don't. But we alive, hammers survive.
That's right. We're alive, man. Hammers survive.
All right, but let's make sure to share this live. Go up into them Facebook groups, see what's up in there. Join them book clubs. Join them, what else? Intelligentsia, petty boo ones, maybe even. Make sure you're sharing the political education, making sure we're forging not just ourselves, but helping others to forge themselves in this journey of revolution. So, oh, love you 2 minutes there. You gonna make me cry? Like can only fun. Yeah, Sharon, that's right, City Builder. But let's go ahead and introduce ourselves as well. So y'all know I'm Chief Cheem, Editor-in-Chief of the Black Hammer Times, representing the Mexican people, the Zapotec peoples of Oaxaca specifically, come from the poor working class and use he and pronouns.
Land back. And I'm Comrade Camote, and I'm representing the nations of Africa and Turtle Island, and come from the poor and working class background as well, with little petty boo fries, because I bought a little bit of land. You know, it's just wild. You know, wild. So it's a tiny. It's kind of almost like a peasant situation. You know, it's just trying to work the land. You know, grow some fruit trees. So nothing major, but
that's baby Hammer City right there.
Yeah, it's about to be collectivized. It'll be like a little Hammer satellite. But yep, I'm back, y'all.
Yes, and share the white groups for them reparations. But y'all already know we're reading again. Amilcar Cabral's Unity and Struggle. We uniting and we struggling today for sure.
That's right. Yep. All day, every day.
Thanks, Charles. That means a lot. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. You know, helping those bleach demons get on the right side of history. You know, because right now they're basically the devil, right? I mean, like, You know,
Y'all, oh my gosh.
if you,
Y'all
I mean,
don't
if you
even
look at
know.
what would the devil look like in human form? Must be a white person, right? You know what I mean? Must be a white guy. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm on the phone calls at a plantation with these colonizer folk, and let me tell y'all, they some brats. They want their TV fixed next day, same day. It's like chill. It's not even a refrigerator. But again, shout out to Azure Prompt for these books, these sleek, beautiful books. Shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. Share because yes, exactly. Not even an earthquake was able to stop this show. Revolution keep going. Revolution keep going. We're gonna be reading today chapters. What is it?
we got chapters 13 and 14.
Yes, 13 and 14.
Yep.
How about this? Let's glitch it a bit.
And it was some thick. We had some dense, a little bit of, some dense political education there too. So hope you got a chance to absorb that. We're gonna be breaking, breaking it down, going through it.
Not too
You know,
much. Not too
he
much.
really lays it out. I was like, Karl Marx, who? I was like, what? Nah, it's all about Amilcar Cabral, yo. Just throw that Communist Manifesto, KK communist stuff in the trash. You know what I'm saying? We got Amilcar Cabral, we got African revolutionary really breaking it down, colonialism and neo-colonialism. Karl Marx don't got nothing on Amilcar Cabral, you know what I'm saying?
He don't be lying though. He do be right. So yes, you need any of that garbage when you can read. Right, you could skip over all that trash and just go right to this right here.
Yeah.
Right over to this. And you already know we rebuilding Louisiana, y'all, over in New Orleans. That Hurricane Ida, that ain't no joke, y'all. That ain't no joke. So they still trying to rebuild, and guess what? We're trying to organize to make sure that they can always rebuild whatever it is, that they can struggle through whatever contradictions come their way. And as the crisis of imperialism continues to worsen, uh, these uh, these crises that go along with climate change, right? They're going to get worse and worse. So we're going to make sure we stay prepared, that our comrades over in Louisiana, New Orleans stay prepared. So let's make sure we get that material aid over so that they can build and continue to force themselves as the revolutionaries that we know that they can be and grow into. So what's a but that's what's up, QC. 10 from
Right.
you. Who else got anything on it? Who else? See what's up. Y'all can pledge too. Don't forget, y'all can pledge. If y'all broke right now, because I know that struggle. So pledges, whatever it is, share. If you can't donate anything at all, I want to see them shares. Hashtag shared in the comments, y'all. That's what's up, Oju. 10 from Oju. Shout out to Oju. That's saving a life right there. That's delivering a nice PPE package to a person right there. Each $10, I believe, gets $10 to the people right there. A little care package. So let's make
That's
sure
right.
we up in here sharing, liking, commenting, and donating, y'all. Donating to go the best. That would probably be the best one right there.
That's right.
To donate and deliver that material aid to our people.
Yes, that material aid. It's not enough thoughts and prayers. That's not enough. That's not.
No more
We
no
need
more
some
thoughts and
material.
prayers. Remember, y'all.
We can't. None of that petty bourgeois hesitancy. Okay, we got to take action. You know what I'm saying?
$5 from what the comment. That's what's up. Yes, whatever it is, y'all can donate. It goes a long way and is much appreciated by the peoples of New Orleans, by the colonized folks over in New Orleans that have to deal with the brunt end of the stick that colonialism has always dealt us. So, 5 from G. That's what's up, G. Thank you. I like G because it's like, what's up, G? It's like, G, dang, that's what's up.
Yeah. He's the gangster hammer. Yeah.
Gangster. But what's up? No one else got some pledges. I want to see some more hashtag shares if y'all didn't donate. So thank you.
Long hair. Yeah.
Thank you. But no one else got some pledges for Nola?
I'll pledge $10. I'm gonna next end of next week.
F colonizer thoughts and prayers. I got 5. That's what's up. That's what's up. F colonizer.
I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it.
And Red got that 15. That's what's up, Red. Shout out to Red. I think that's the highest donation so far. That's what's up. Who can top Red right there? Who can top Red? Even if it's 16, just to top them. Who can top that 15?
Yeah, I'm just
Shoot,
Just take out a loan, from your mom. Call your mom up. Yo, hey mom, can I get a loan? You know what I'm saying? Maybe like for my birthday. You know
hit
what
up
I'm
your
saying?
homie. Hit up your homie. Be like, I can't pay you back for this like $50 eighth. So
Yeah, just take a loan. And be like, hey, I might have to, like I gotta get a loan for the revolution. I might have to.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know what it's for. So
Yeah.
Hashtag rebuild NOLA. Let's keep liking, sharing, donating throughout. But let's get into it now, I think. Ooh, we got that trivia. Y'all already know. Let's see what question we got. In our reading, Amilcar Cabral gave an homage to which African leader? This is a hard one, not gonna lie.
It's tough.
Samora Machel, A. B. Kwame Nkrumah. C. Thomas Sankara. Or D. Patrice Lumumba. Which one y'all got your money on? Which one y'all gonna put some money on? I think
I'm gonna go with D.
Nah, I'm gonna go with A, y'all.
All right, there we go.
G said B, but I don't know. G might be tweaking. You never know,
Yeah, but he's gangster. He might be, dipping into the stash there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that.
Kokomoto said B too, though. So.
My goodness.
If Red said B, then I think.
Oh boy, y'all did your reading, huh? Okay, I see how it is.
B.
That's why, because y'all are hammers. Y'all.
My hammer is disciplined. My hammer is out here reading, making sure they get that political education. That's right. B, maybe? It might be B. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and find out. It's just a.
Oh, there we go. It's B, y'all.
Kwame Nkrumah coming through with that neo-colonialism is the.
Neo-colonialism high stage.
Looks like we cut out for a bit. We were just saying to visit the library for that other fire, Kwame Nkrumah. I believe we have that on there as well. So.
Oh, all right, we're back.
Yeah, I see the sound.
The colonizers tried to, shut down the live stream for a second.
I gotta disconnect the Wi-Fi from my phone.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Even from upstairs. So, but it's still good.
All right.
We already gotta read that back. Y'all coming through.
We gotta read that back.
Y'all wanna start already.
All right.
Dang. Yeah, drop those, read that back. I see QC already leading. You're diving in. So what's up, y'all? Drop them right now so we can go ahead and dive right into it. I love it. So QC's read that back. I don't know if you wanted to start off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start off. So read that back. Shoot, we don't have a page number though, QC. You forgot the page number. Oh no. All right, but anyway, we'll get to it. No, Nkrumah was killed by the cancer of betrayal, which we must tear out by the roots of Africa if we really want to liquidate imperialist domination definitively on this continent. That's what, that lays it out, right? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's like that's basically the unity, right? Making sure we unite as many people as we can, and in doing so, right, we can pick off the snakes one by one, right? Who's here for the struggle? Who's here for the opportunism? And who's here to just like be counter-revolutionary? So we got to really, in order to actually win, right, we need to make sure we're watching out for these snakes.
Right.
We're not surrounded
by
these snakes. Los gusanos, pues, right? Los gusanos que valen nada. Sus vidas son
valen nada.
They're worthless, right? These gusanos that would backstab you for what? For maybe crumbs from the colonizer.
Just crumbs, like just hardly anything. You know what I mean? Oh.
And in each revolutionary movement, right, we get so close to whatever it is we're getting, or in this case, right, we're with Nkrumah. Yeah. But and then it was that snake that goes and ruins everything, right? So we got to make sure we're on the lookout.
Try to be capitalizing too off the struggles, you know what I mean? Buying like a middle-class house, a tiny little middle-class house in like a white neighborhood.
They get like a little Mercedes.
Black Lives Matter.
They get like a little Mercedes afterwards for their betrayal or whatever it is. None of that worth it.
That's all you got? You got little crumbs? Wow.
It ain't none of that worth it for the freedom of the liberation of all colonized people. You feel me? So that's we gotta stay vigilant, right? Making sure we spot these
Yes.
feds, these gusanos, these snakes,
Vigilante.
vigilante, I think,
Vigilante.
vigilantes.
That's
So,
right. Oh, we got another read that back from Colimote. Oh, thank you for putting that page number 2.
page
You wanna do
152
it?
of the PDF. All right. We hail finally Nkrumah and the philosopher and thinker. As President Sekou Toure said, philosopher and thinker because he could apply himself to the consequent practice. Beautiful, beautiful. So he not only was the homie Nkrumah, uh, making that philosophy and teaching the people through that sharp political education, right? But that's long.
Yeah.
But he was practicing. He was putting into practice, right? We don't need any pity boo intelligentsia up in the revolution, right? We want to make sure that our people who are charged and tasked with politically educating the masses not only teach the masses that political education, right? But that they put that same political education into practice, right? It's one thing to be up here, me and Kamote to just talk about the book, right? But it's another thing to actually go out on and hit them streets, right? Hit them hoods and serve the people, right? That's the practice of the theory, right? Putting the theory into practice, right? So that's what's up. Appreciate that. Read that back. Fire. Then crumbs from the galletas. Okay. Let's go.
Got another one right here. Another read that back.
Yes, using the political education.
Do that one.
You wanna?
We got another read that back. Page 130. It is often said that national liberation is based on the right of all peoples to decide their destiny freely, and that the aim of this liberation is to gain national independence. Although we might agree with this vague and subjective way of expressing a complex reality, we prefer to be objective. For us, the basis of national liberation, whatever the formulas adopted in international law, is the inalienable right of every people to have their own history, and the aim of national liberation is to regain this right usurped by imperialism, that is to free the process of development of the national productive forces. For this reason, in our view, any national liberation movement that does not take into consideration this basis and this aim may struggle against imperialism, but will certainly not be struggling for national liberation. Yeah, that was a mouthful.
That's a long one. Hold up.
That was long. He's breaking it down. Yeah, the analysis of the struggles, right? Because we see all these struggles, right? But if it's not for freeing up the national productive forces, the process of development of the national productive forces, right? In other words, dictatorship over our land, labor, lives, and resources, right? It's not really that national liberation movement, for the people. It's probably more like a sellout movement, you know what I mean? Like trying to get some crumbs, some little assimilationist, maybe wanting to be able to poop next to your oppressor type of, movement. They want to drink some out of the drinking fountain of your oppressor, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, eat at the same restaurant where your oppressor works. They're probably spitting in your food in the back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I want total control. I want complete control. Just like our first principle of unity, right? Right, Chief Gene? What you got to say about that?
Yeah, I think Kamote laid it out pretty well, right? That we want to be struggling for that national liberation, seizing the actual redirecting our own labor, our resources, right, our lives to building for ourselves and not for the colony, right? And if we're not doing that, then we're not. Yeah, we might be struggling against imperialism, like the quote said, but we're definitely not struggling for actual liberation of the colonized masses. So, yeah, beautifully put. Kamote, and thank you for that. Read that back. I wish I know how to read that. My comrade. So, but we're gonna get into.
Is that Arabic? I couldn't tell it, but it looks much prettier than English. I'll tell you that.
It does look pretty cool, but yeah, I think we're gonna get into Kamote. Read that back real quick. What we got right here.
All right, here we go. So, from what we have seen and are learning in Cuba, we should like to mention here a particular lesson which we think contains one of the secrets, if not the secret, of what many would not hesitate to call the Cuban miracle. The communion, identification, harmony, mutual confidence and loyalty between the mass of the people and their leaders. Anyone who was present at the mass rallies of the past few days, and in particular, heard Commandant Fidel Castro's speech during the 7th anniversary commemoration, we have measured, as we did in all its grandeur, the specific, perhaps decisive, character of this primordial factor in the success of the Cuban Revolution. The vanguard of the Cuban Revolution has mobilized, organized, and politically educated the people, kept them permanently informed about national and international questions which affect their life, and made them take active part in answering these questions. The vanguard, which soon understood that the dynamic existence of a strong and united party was indispensable, has been able not only to interpret correctly the objective conditions and specific demands of the environment, but also to forge the most powerful of weapons for defense, security, and guarantee of continuity for the revolution. Revolutionary consciousness of the mass of the people. The latter, as we know, is not and never was spontaneous in any part of the world. We believe that this teaches us all a lesson, but especially a lesson for the national liberation movements, and specifically for those who aim that their national revolution should be a revolution.
Mm.
Lamb back.
Mm. Juicy. It's juicy lamb. Read that back.
What do you
right
think of
there.
that one, Chief?
Yes, my hair did get longer, but now that one's like that one hit really hard because like yeah, that unity across the colonized nations, right? But you know, when we're building up this revolution, right? That's why we put on such an emphasis. That's why we've had I read that back ever since we started as an organization, right? Because we understand political education is the key, not is just one of the many keys and one of the many struggles we have to wage against the colonizers and these and the colony, right? That constantly bombards and our people with propaganda, right? With whatever it is,
Yeah.
and from our phones to the actual advertisements that we see on those dang disgusting freeways, right? We always have to counteract that with the political education that will
Oh, God.
okay, there you go. Hold on. I think as I was saying before my internet cut out, you know, it's that political education that's going to allow the masses of colonized people to realize that it will be them to lead the revolution, to smash the colony, to redirect their own labor, lives, resources into building for themselves, for their own people, for their own children. So, yeah, I did pause. So this that internet, my bad. But yeah, that was so beautifully put, right? Making sure that this is how we continue to fight against counter-revolutionary sentiment, counter-revolutionary and reactionary uh, persons, right? Making sure that we fight back against that is through that political education of the masses.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
and like Comrade Dill said, the colony do be crumbling. The internet be cutting out at least 5 times a day. They
Yep.
can't even give us stable internet connection. So that's it's gonna be. I think that could be used as political education for the masses. Look,
Right.
they can't. The colony can't even provide us with a few internet, steady internet. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? What are we gonna do? They can't even give us onions. They can't.
Oh,
They
right.
really can't.
Salmonella poisoning, right?
Salmonella onions, y'all. The colony is crumbling, and you know, political education is the key to making sure that our revolution lives on as that of the Cuban Revolution, as the Cuban Revolution did. So, yes, I don't know if you had
Yeah.
any other things to add as well.
I think yeah. I don't think I am full unity with what you laid out, Chima. Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. You know, OGU, they can't even give us onions, right? This system, you know, this colonial system, it's so exploitative and predatory, right? With the you like see it in the food system, how they got all these diseases, right? Where did COVID come from, right? It's like, you know, it came from, you know, just the way that they force, you know, the you know poor and working class to work in these industrial, you know, factory farms, right? It's so dangerous for them too. Like in the slaughterhouses, that's like one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, right? You're like around all these like knives all over the place. People like losing arms and stuff. You know, it's so horrible. That's why they get That's why in the snakes they get undocumented workers. They'll just like truck them across the border and then like put them into like slaughterhouses and stuff, and they got to just sit there and like work like just work like day in and day out, just one of a super fast pace, and they're around all those diseased animals, right? Like like remember you all heard of mad cow disease, right? That's because they were feeding cows to cows.
Cows. Oh my God.
They feed chickens to chickens. They like cows are herbivores, right? And naturally, like
I can't believe
natives
it.
never did. What what I mean? Like cows are supposed to be eating grass, but they're over here
That's
in
some
the
white
factory
people.
farming.
That's some white people stuff right
It's
there.
all profit, yeah, because like they want to just save money on the feed. They want to save money on whatever they feed. I don't know, the GMO corn and whatnot, right? All the chemicals. So yeah, it's just it's all for profit. It's not for people's health. Otherwise they would be feeding us, right? They would be feeding us the highest quality food. Just that organic. Just like fresh, food. Know what I'm saying? Not with all these preservatives that like mess up your intestinal lining.
Or
what I mean? Like
salmonella
all the
infested onions.
exactly. How did the salmonella get there? Right? It came from like it's because they put the manure, right? Fresh manure straight on our crops. Like what? You don't even let that like break down and whatnot. Like the natives, they didn't put fresh manure. You got to like have a process of like breaking that down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's totally bastardized and effed up relationship with nature. Pardon my, I didn't want to. I just want to keep it. Keep it for the kids. Make sure the kids can turn
They
it. But
literally ate mummies. That's a
Yeah.
BHT article, right? If y'all want to check that out, go to Black Hammer Time and look up what was it? I forgot what the name of it was. Damn, someone can drop that link. I don't know, but
yeah,
we got a nice article showing what these some just a little bit of the atrocities, the nasty things that these
Yeah.
colonizers been doing. All right, it's not now, it's not just now, but they've been doing this.
Yep.
Colonizers are straight up
And
cannibals.
it's just going to get worse if we don't take action. That's why we got to take action, revolutionary action. We got to, unite, colonize unity. That's the key, right? And because it's just going to get worse. They're talking about, we're talking about more pandemics, right? They didn't even talk about antibiotic resistance. You can go to Harvard, like there's antibiotic resistance because most of the antibiotics, 80%, go into the factory farm animals. And then plus the doctors are constantly prescribing antibiotics for just any little illness that we get. They've been overprescribing it to us as well, which messes up our whole gut flora and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And in our indigenous wisdom, our indigenous ancestors had all types of herbs, right? They knew like all the different herbs to like help you get over a certain disease and whatnot. And they instead, there's no money in herbs. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the pharmaceutical, these parasite pharmaceutical companies, right, that basically control our government, along with the banks and whatnot, and the bourgeoisie class, right, the international banker class. I mean, they don't want people growing herbs that are going to help them to overcome and some sort of illness. They want to like create their little colonial scientific pills to just pop a pill. They want to get everybody popping pills. You know what I'm saying?
Or like, vacuums, right? Or vacuums, right? The vacuumations, right? That's why we're taking that stance, right? Because we recognize that the colony attacks us in every single shape and form that it can, whether that's through our health or through the mind, right? The propaganda that they force feed us, right? That's why we're here as revolutionaries to counteract all of it and make sure we get to the root of it, which is colonialism, neocolonialism, and colonial capitalism, which was born from, of course, colonialism. So
that's right.
Yes, we spin and camote always going off, connecting all the dots. That's what's up. Oh, that's what's up.
Right. It's like not to say that hey, there aren't some benefits. You know what I mean? Like, I mean sometimes hey, maybe it's a good idea to get use one of these vacuumations, right? Or pop a pill. Maybe that's the best case scenario. I'm not saying like
these are necessarily bad.
Don't necessarily follow what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm make sure you check with your doctor.
It's not medical advice.
It's not a medical advice. Just a little caveat. We don't want to get sued over here. But just saying, like, there are other things that this white power society is hiding, is keeping hidden from us. All that wisdom, you know what I mean? That they robbed and destroyed, you know what I'm saying? So
DP in the comments got me dead. The comments this whole time have had me dead as heck. So DP
the
said,
whites are trying to get us popping pills, 20 pills a day.
hey,
That's crazy.
but DP not wrong. They're straight up like it's so
That's
crazy
right.
to see how some people take so many pills a day. It's no way to
Yeah.
live, right? It's no way to live. And I'll tie it back to how Oju mentioned that colonizers are cannibals, right? They truly are because they would cannibalize off of their own people, right? Making sure
Yeah.
that their own people are stuck in the same system, albeit not to the same extreme or not to the same circumstances as colonized
Yeah.
people.
They're
but
stressed. They're not oppressed. You know.
they're stressed, but not oppressed. I like that.
They're stressing their people out so much that their people are out there in the streets doing a little protest, like, hey, come on now, I'm white, come on, give me my rights. I'm white. That should be their slogan. I'm white, give me my rights. You know what I mean? Because it's like they know, you know. But you know, for us, it's like we are, you know, really oppressed. You know, yeah, that's why we're speaking English over here. Where's my native language? They robbed it from us, right?
I don't know Zapotec.
You know.
I don't know Zapotec. My father does, but he's too busy working his own plantation, right? And along with all the other Zapotecs in my life that I know who are busy slaving away for the colony. So
exactly.
I'm gonna charge my phone.
Oh, okay.
No,
sure.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, here you go. You want this? Oh, shoot. All right. You had to dip out. Let's check the comments real quick. We got some more read that backs coming up. Oh, Oju with the read that back. Oh, page 129, a very clear explanation of why the enemy creates neocolonialism. Quote, in the case of so-called neocolonialism, whether the majority of the colonized population is aboriginal or of exotic origin, imperialist action takes the form of creating a local bourgeoisie or pseudo-bourgeoisie in fee to the ruling class of the dominating country, aka the sellout class, right? It's like the sellouts who do the bidding, right, of the white power, right? So, you know, we got break it down, camper. So I love my camping, you know what I'm saying? I think where was that a misspelling for Camote? Camote the camper, you know what I'm saying? I love camping, but yeah. So the local bourgeoisie. So you're talking about neocolonialism, right? So it's a white power in blackface, right? So that's how they're able to control, you know, these African countries that, you know, have defeated colonialism. Like, yes, we've defeated colonialism. The next step of that, we got to defeat neocolonialism. It's the white power. Here.
I think we as long. Oh, it's real. It's real. It's tweaking real bad.
Is it still tweaking? Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay. Whew. They're really trying to shut us down this time. Oh shit. But yeah, you know, we had the same problem here in the snakes, right? We had the sellout class. We've got the we've got the Black Lives Matter organization, right? The official organization, right? You know, getting this money. You know, they're just petty bourgeois, you know, academics, you know, not really offering, you know, that real revolutionary theory. It's just like, hey, go out in the street and, you know, do some Martin Luther begging. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go out in the street, make yourself, you know, vulnerable to the pigs, to the police, these KK. These KK cops out here just like shooting people down in the street, a straight up like modern day lynching. Like what kind of leadership is that? No way. That's, you know, and then you got all these like mostly white folks, you know, and a lot of anarchists too, right? Y'all know anarchism too is co-opted by COINTELPRO, right?
Oh,
you want to talk about the latest the latest FOIA evidence coming out showing that COINTELPRO uses anarchism to disrupt the leftist movements, right?
That was back in when COINTELPRO was doing the dance, like, you know, obviously, what is it, destabilizing the revolution of
the Black
the 60s,
liberation movement,
the African revolution, you know, of the 60s, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised that it's still a continuation today of that same like destabilization. Because what if anarchists forwarded in the past like 60 in the past years since then, right? All they do is mutual aid. We ain't gonna mutual aid ourselves out of existence, and we're not gonna fight a state with no state, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, hey, mutual aid, that's a one thing, it's like, we need to survive, right? But I mean, in order to overturn the colonial contradiction, it could take a lot more than mutual aid. What do you mean? You got to develop that revolutionary organization, that revolutionary unity, collective colonized unity, which is what Amilcar Cabral is laying out. And then we got to collectively struggle, right? So yeah, anarchism ain't it. That's just that. That's just
dual
basically
contending power, right
exactly
there.
dual contending power. Anarchism for most, they say they're anarchists. Really, it's just a closet liberal. You feel me? Like,
Closeted
come on,
liberal. I
liberalism,
love that.
individualism. It's
I
like,
love that.
don't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the anarchists, like, it's like you got some mommy daddy issues. You got issues, like with your parents. So you want to rebel. You think it's cool. I want to rebel against authority, but it's like sometimes there is justified authority. When the masses of the people lay out, a path forward, and you rebel against the masses of the people, of your own people, now you're becoming a tool. You're just becoming a tool. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming a tool for white power to come in and mess up what the masses have already planned and agreed upon. And that's why. So that's why you see a lot of anarchists. Right? Historically, they had to get kicked out and whatnot. And they were like, oh, China's bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Soviet Union bad. Oh, Cuba bad. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you're just going against your own people with your little liberal individualist thing. You're disuniting with the masses of your people. It's about collective unity.
A lot of them are colonizers either way.
Yeah, too. A lot of colonizers, or they're inside. They're
hashtag dual contending power, y'all. That's what's
right.
up. Hashtag dual contending power. But I'll go ahead, and I think we haven't read this one.
Yeah, you go ahead.
The read that back, page 157 of the PDF from Colimote. One type of struggle we regard as fundamental: the struggle against our own weakness. Oof, that hit me too much. Our experience in the broad framework of the daily struggle we wage has shown us that whatever difficulties the enemy may create, the aforementioned is the most difficult struggle for the present and the future of our peoples. That one, such a short one, but so juicy, so juicy. So let's go ahead and wring out all that juice right there. The struggle against our own weaknesses, whether it be in the case of the anarchists and anarchists, right, that individualism and not wanting to heed to authority, some kind of authority, or within us, right, as revolutionaries that have to constantly battle against liberalism that shows up, subjectivity that shows up, individualism that will show up. It's not like when we become revolutionaries, right, we're these perfect, picture perfect, amazing like people, right? We have to struggle continuously, daily, in order to overcome those contradictions that come with being brought up in the colony, right? We had no other way of living except inside the colony, which taught us all these negative aspects and it just brought out all those negative aspects of ourselves, right? Whether it's the colonizer in our head that's telling us we can't do it, you can't do, you can't do this, you can't do that, or the individualism that tells you that, oh, maybe I won't go to outreach, or maybe I won't do this or that. You know what I mean? We have to continuously struggle against that, because each hour, each minute, each second that we waste not engaging with and not forwarding revolution, right? Anti-colonial revolution is a second lost, is an hour lost, is a minute lost to the colonizers, given to them, right? To continue their own exploitation of our peoples that Camote really laid out in the, whether it's the indigenous peoples of this land who had their land ripped away from them, only to be slaves for the meat complex, right? The meat corporations, or
and the produce,
all
these berry picking.
Yeah, that it destroys your hands, right?
With your back, breaking your back. You know what I'm saying? Like they have their life expectancy was only 55, right?
I wouldn't.
The farm workers,
not believe it. That's not hard to believe, right? But again, it comes down to recognizing all of those things and remembering those things, right? Remembering the suffering that's going on, the exploitation of our colonized people that has been going on, not just recently, but for 600 years, right? 600 plus years. And it's time to put an end to that. So it's time to put an end to those weaknesses, to always fight those weaknesses within yourself. And to do that, right, we continue our political education, right? With a gem like this one that that making sure that, because it mentions right here that the aforementioned struggle, that is the struggle that with ourselves, right, with our own weaknesses, is the most difficult struggle for the
Hmm.
present and the future of our peoples. So
That's
this
right.
always be that's the hammers will win the battle against subjectivity. I think that's an article, so go check that one out. Go share it.
That's right. Yes. Yes. Go share that. Yes. Yeah. Full unity, cheat team. Absolutely. Yes. We will win the battle of subjectivity. Why? Because we have that revolutionary anti-colonial education coming at you every Sunday. The revolutionary book trap. And we got it. Available 24/7. You can go to blackhammer.org/library and you can get this PDF for free. So we're making it available to the poor and working class. All you got to do is just pull that up, and yeah, we got plenty of books on there. And yeah, I mean, yeah, you really laid it out. It's really about that daily struggle. You know what I mean, against liberalism, right? Like we can't just go to the club and go party while our people are enslaved. Working to death. You know what I mean? We can't just go to the club and party and just like not go there and do political education. Like if you're going to go to club, I'm all down to go to the club. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go do some salsa. I'm going to do some reggaeton and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got that.
celebrate, but also let's build community while we're at it too. Where you're out there with you're hopefully with the colonized masses, or maybe you're with some saltines, some bleach demons around. Hey, get them in the reparations boot camp. You know what I'm saying? Get those saltines paying reparations while you're at the club. Let's do some outreach. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just go to the club and just like stay in like little clique. You know what I'm saying? Do some outreach, connect, build. Build that help to keep building the movement. So same thing. Just when if you're at your job too. Wherever you're at, the plantation, we got to keep in mind that we got to serve the masses. Just like Mao said, a revolutionary is guided by a great love for the people. Well, I'm sorry, that was Che Guevara, my bad. But Mao said communists should have greatness of vision and empathy, basically. So similar, basically. Just like great philosophers and political thinkers are, right? It's about always putting the masses first before our own, little subjective goals. So, not to say you can't do both. Just saying make sure you serve your people too while you're out there having fun. You can do
Yeah.
both, folks. Win-win, like Xi Jinping says. We want win-win. You know what I'm saying? All
That's
right.
what's up. That's what's up. Now, yeah, I got everyone on my plantation. Guess what? I got everyone, all my coworkers on the plantation. They call it plantation now. Out of- they call it plantation. So
That's
I'm
what's up.
a real quick story, right? Real quick. Look, that's what's up, DP. That's what. And land back on Mwami. Glad you could join us.
Yes.
That's what's up. It,
All right.
real quick.
Oh, there
I'll
it
just
is.
wait for the
All
sound on
right.
our end, but a little quick story, right? So
Yes,
on my
Chucha. Win-win.
That's right, Juju. That's right. Thank you for tuning in. I know you're on plantation too, so yes, I know. Struggling to be here, struggling against the weaknesses in ourselves. That's what's up. But yeah, really quick story. One of the kiddos at my plantation, he he put we use Google Chats, right, to communicate with one another, and then he puts our system, our servers went down, so we couldn't do the work that we do, which is just like calling and stuff. Um, and then as soon as the service went back up, my boy, he goes back to plantation. I'm dead, dude. I didn't even know. I didn't even notice. Someone else told me. And then the supervisor had to tell him to delete the chat. So that's why I didn't see it.
Wow.
The master got to keep plantation workers in check. You feel me? So it's like, but that's wherever you are, no matter if you're on the plantation teaching the people or at the club. That's a little story for you, a little lesson right there.
Yeah.
But all right, I think we're gonna go ahead and get into another read that back real quick. Let's see. All right. While we admit that everyone knows best what to do in his own house, we feel that among these measures, it is vital to create a firmly united vanguard, conscious of the true meaning and objective of the national liberation struggle which it must lead. This necessity is all the more acute because it is certain that, with rare exceptions, the colonial situation neither allows nor invites the meaningful existence of vanguard classes, an industrial working class and rural proletariat, which could ensure the vigilance of the mass of the people over the evolution of the liberation movement. On the contrary, the generally embryonic character of the working classes and the economic, social, and cultural situation of the major physical force in a national liberation struggle, the peasants, do not allow these two principal forces of that struggle to distinguish on their own genuine national independence from fictitious political independence. Only a revolutionary vanguard, generally an active minority, can have consciousness ab initio. I don't know what that means. Ab initio. It's like one of those weird, like, anyways.
Latin words,
Yeah,
whatever.
like it's a term. Ab initio of this distinction, and through the struggle, bring it to the awareness of the mass of the people. This explains the fundamentally political nature of the national liberation struggle, and to some extent provides the significance of the form of struggle and the final outcome of the phenomenon of national liberation. Yeah, that one was a bit of a mouthful, but basically the peasants, the true poor working class, right, the colonized working class, we have to get them to unite to the struggle and make sure that we are always and continuously building for them, right, because it is them that will lead this struggle, right, and that's what we're that shift towards them, right, that shift towards the the recruiting the poor working class, that true colonized poor working class, right? That's why we hit these subways at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning, right? That's why we're out here making sure we're speaking to them, giving them that hope at the end of that light at the end of the tunnel, right? Making sure that they understand that it's not just all doom and gloom, right? There's a hope. There's a shining beacon of hope, and that is you, comrade. That is you going out to the and recruiting them, making sure you serve them, give them a little bar, give them a little water bottle that morning on the subways, right? Making sure that they have that little hope for the morning if they're on their way to the shift, maybe coming back from the plantation, right? Because you already know they got our people left up working night shifts, messing up our circadian rhythm and whatnot. So they are integral to the struggle. They are indispensable. They are indispensable to the struggle. So that's why we always got to make sure we out here,
That's
out here
right.
serving them. Let's see. Oh,
That's right, and we need that vanguard too, right? We need that vanguard organization. It can't just be like, some little ragtag, group that's disconnected from the poor and working class, right?
so
It's got to be serving the poor and working class colonized masses, and it's got to be, an organization that follows democratic centralism, right? Follows collective decision making, and collective struggle, right? Because we can't be out here, moving around like anarchistically, liberally, when we're out serving the masses. What if like there's a crisis situation comes up? We got to have a chain of command. So somebody's got to be in charge, able to like let folks know, hey, there's a defense contradiction coming up, right? There's somebody who's tweaking out, whatnot, or just making it dangerous situation. So that keeps us safe, right? Keeps us protected. And then also, right, like if we're out there doing outreach and we keep serving the same peoples, well, then we're wasting time too. It's not very effective, right? So you want to have like some kind of organizational, chain of command so that you can make sure you're effective out there when you're doing outreach. That's just one example, So that's why when we go out and do an outreach, we have a chain of command. We got somebody who's doing defense, who's looking for those defense contradictions. Then we got somebody, who's leading it, right? So that we are efficient and effective, so we can maximize our time for the masses.
yes, beautifully said. Beautifully said. Hello,
Right. Oju said, yeah. What if the big earthquake hit in the middle of distributing resources? Right. A vanguard has the organizational capacity to change roles and help the people out of that new situation. Exactly. Right.
You must move with be able to have that fluidity, right? That to adapt to the situations, right?
Yeah.
Adapt to whatever situation that is thrown at you. Because as a revolutionary, we understand that we have to be materialistic in every single aspect of our life, right? And that includes when how do I say this? When stuff hits the fan, there you go. When stuff hits the fan, you got to reorganize, right? Recalibrate, make sure you're adjusting for that. And the vanguard is capable and has to be capable of that, because that is what is coming to, that's definitely what's going to come.
That's right.
It's not going to be pretty, but it's definitely going to be a struggle against that for the national liberation, or in this case, the liberation of all colonized peoples across the planet. So
that's right. I mean, just a perfect example. Look at the history of China. I was fortunate. I got to take this course online. It was like history course on China on 500 years from was it Yao to Mao? No, I think I got it wrong. But anyways, 5,000 years of the history of China, taught by professor at university, kind of colonial university. But nonetheless, it was very interesting and informative how in China, it's very spread out, right? You got mountainous regions, you got all different types of areas, and there were famines. There's been famines in China almost every single year, and the only times when they were able to prevent massive starvation is when they had a centralized system, right? It wasn't it wasn't just anarchistically, right? They had a centralized system to distribute resources from the resource rich, the rice paddy fields, to the areas that were kind of resource poor, maybe in the food section. Maybe they had other resources, right? They had other things to contribute to the people, but they didn't have enough rice paddies. They had a famine going on, or droughts or whatnot. And so if you don't have a system of allocating that, right? That's what happened. That's what happened, by the way, with Mao, right? Mao, he said he blamed it on his lack of oversight, right? Overseeing to make sure things really worked out. He kind of took like a hands off. He started like, let's let the people, let the masses, count the grain and whatnot. And what happened? Well, there was a problem at the local level of people, of the administrators. First off, they were being liberal. They were thinking to themselves, oh, you know what? I'm going to show off. I'm going to say that we made a little bit more, a little bit more rice than we actually did. And the problem was they gave too much rice away. That was pure liberalism. And that just goes to show, like, we got to be combating liberalism after the socialist revolution too. You feel me? Like it's a constant struggle to combat that, because what happened? Then they were short. Then they didn't have enough rice for when there was a famine. And what happened? There was some inclement weather, droughts, and so there were people who did starve. And that's because they had an anarchistic some anarchistic decision making, right?
That brings us back to that other quote, right, around struggling against ourselves, right? The weaknesses within ourselves, whether it's wanting to please, in the case that Kamote brought out, your leadership, right? You have to always be 100% real with your work, right? Not trying to hide anything with the work. And it's going to be the work that ultimately shows all. And in this case, right, in the end, that work, it showed all. So
that's right. But you know what? If you look at this history, that there has been no famines in China. They learned, you know what I mean? They overturned it. So learn quick, you know what I'm saying?
Last one.
The communists, they don't mess around with their people. You know what I'm saying? Well, they learned quick, and they overturn those contradictions to protect their people. And that's why there haven't been famines since. Ever since the Communist Party took over in China, they brought the life expectancy from 30, 35. Now it's up at like near our levels, right? Like it's up at like in the mid 70s or almost
probably more than the United
80s.
States. It's probably more than the United States, because the United States be lying anyways about it.
Right, right. So, and now, they got a Ministry of Health over there. They stay overturning those contradictions. They got a Ministry of Health. They got a plan to be carbon neutral by 2060. They're leading the world in reforestation, right? They reforested like 30% of the country. What are we doing here? We're not doing that. Why? Because we got the colonial diets, right? You feel me? We got all this destruction of the forests. Primarily, got to keep it real. It's for cattle ranching, the colonial cattle ranching. Okay, look it up. Over 90% of the Amazon rainforest right now been destroyed for the colonial cattle ranching. Where's the cattle going? It's going for the white folks, the bleach demons, because they're addicted to that cattle. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to eat like the natives, right? The natives be eating grasshoppers. You feel me? The natives be eating all types of different stuff to get protein. Why do you got to only eat like these colonial animals for protein? eat some grasshoppers. You know what I'm saying? Eat some other foods. You have a wide, varied diet. You know, different types of foods. And over here, you got white folks that are like, ew, I'm not gonna eat insects. It's like, what?
You gonna have
Instead,
to.
you're gonna destroy
You
the
gonna have
Amazon
to.
rainforest for your little like McDonald's addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck? You know, it's nuts.
I just had McDonald's.
Oh, we got to read that back.
But yes, that he do be spitting though. He do be spitting. All right, we got another read that back from Yabe. Let's see, no page, but it's okay. We can develop to the point where China is and start pulling the rug out from under the petty booze. Yes, Yabe. Once a given level of productive forces is reached, the elimination of private appropriation as the means of production is made possible and carried out. The phenomenon of class, and hence of class struggle, is removed, and new and unknown forces in the historical process of the socio-economic whole are unleashed. I think China really is leading in that aspect, but
Yep.
we have to emulate that, and not only just emulate it, right, but try to do better because that is what's going to be required from us after so much damage and devastation to Mama Earth, to the peoples of the world, right? We not only have to do a one up China, struggle to be even better.
Yep.
That's the only way to go because of so much of all the devastation and damage that has been done to Mama Earth, to our peoples, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was beautiful, right? We are going to get to that point to where we're going to start pulling the rug out of the petty booze, right?
That's right.
As Yabe put it so beautifully. So
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, China, they got a clean plate policy. They just lead. They're not trying to waste tons of food.
Oh,
You know
they
what I'm
do have
saying?
that. I think
Yeah, they got a clean. The Ministry of Health just put that out, and also just they're trying to be frugal. You know, make sure that they're not wasting stuff. Over here, we throw out 40% of all the food produced because it's capitalism, right? Overproduction, and then we just colonial capitalism, right? Overproduction, and then artificially creating scarcity, right? Like how many food deserts are out there where you can't even get like a nice like juicy like piece of fruit, apple, whatnot.
That's
You're getting these like
that's Compton right
right.
there. That's like you got the Louis burgers, you got like McDonald's on the corner, what
Yeah.
churches. Yeah, it do be good, it do be good, but it's like we need some nutrition up in there. You feel me? There ain't no Whole Foods in Compton, and it's
Right.
made by design that way. You feel me?
Right.
It's only in those colonizer communities that they get access to the higher quality foods, right? And again, just another aspect and symptom of colonialism. So,
Yeah.
but I like OG's little comment right there as well. It shows that we don't even know what production will be capable with the whole world out of class struggle.
Right, right, because this colonial capitalist system, yep, it's just so destructive and wasteful, and yeah, it's just all about short-term profits, short-term greed. There's no long-term thinking of future generations there, not for the mass of people, maybe for the elites. Maybe they're like, oh, my family and my little royalty, Queen of England, and all that, ugh. But yeah, that's where China is just. And other socialist countries.
Soon to be Black Hammer as well.
Yes.
Soon to be Black Hammer, right? That colonized unity to unite the whole world and see what it will be like without that class struggle. And I think it's going to be beautiful. A world where no one lives at the expense of another.
Yes, I'm back.
But I think we're going to get into another read that back real quick, one of our own. So let's go ahead and see. The facts make it unnecessary for us to waste words proving that the essential instrument of imperialist domination is violence. If we accept the principle that the national liberation struggle is a revolution, and that it is not over at the moment when the flag is hoisted and the national anthem is played, we shall find that there is and there can be no national liberation without the use of liberating violence on the part of the nationalist forces, in answer to the criminal violence of the agents of imperialism. Nobody can doubt that imperialist domination, whatever its local characteristics, implies a state of permanent violence against the national forces. There is no people in the world which, after being subjected to the imperialist yoke, colonialist or neo-colonialists, has gained independence, nominal or effective, without victims. The important thing is to decide what forms of violence have to be used by the national liberation forces in order not only to answer the violence of imperialism, but also to ensure, through the struggle, the final victory of their cause. That is true national independence. Woo!
I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we touched on that a little earlier around even after the revolution is one and done, right? we have to continue struggling against counter-revolutionaries, reactionaries, right, and the violence that imperialism has scarred, right, has left a scar, right. It's this scar of violence and reactionary thought that leads people into, committing that violence, right. So it's going to be a real tough struggle, not just before the revolution. Like it'll be hell before the revolution, and it'll be an upward struggle, right, and of like destroying all those counter-revolutionary and reactionary aspects of society, right? To make sure that we're using violence not for the sake of violence, but for the sake of this, destroying the whatever violence that the colony has left over, right? So that's a beautiful. Read that back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got anything else about that, Kamote.
Yeah, Lambeck, that reminds me of what Mao Zedong laid out in the Little Red Book. We are abolitionists of violence. We are abolitionists of the gun, but in order to overturn violence, sometimes it's necessary to take up the gun. You know what I mean? Like when you're dealing with colonizers, like you can't just be turning the other cheek. You'll be turning the other cheek. For that's what 600 years of slavery, right? Turning the other cheek that didn't lead to liberation, right? Look at John Brown, right? Like even a colonizer, John Brown figured that out, right? He used some revolutionary violence right there to try to destroy, the chattel slavery system, and then there was they had to go to war, right? Everybody's like, oh, nonviolence, da da da. Didn't work in that case, did it? It didn't work to overturn chattel slavery. No way. They had to go to war, and that's what they had to defend all the colonized peoples that were being enslaved in the snakes back then. So just like DP says, we have to stand our ground. It's not that we're not trying to do that. Of course it's like our last kind of like our last resort. At this point, we got to defend ourselves. Yep, Fanon said it too, right? So great minds think alike, right? Amilcar Cabral and Mao Zedong, and
we all out here, and DP, keeping it 100 for real.
Yeah, it's funny. Stand our ground. It's like that stand your ground law. Like
I think that's a big one in Texas. That's a big
I know,
one
right? It's funny, we got these laws. It's like it sounds like revolutionary theory.
They're laws for the colonizers. They're not for us. Yeah, major in Florida too high. Yeah,
right.
We're colonizer-heavy communities that take advantage of that.
It's just a way for them to protect their stolen land.
There you go. It's just a way for them to protect the land that they hoarded and stole through the genocide and enslavement of colonized people. So not for us, but for the colonizers. The laws have always been for the colonizers. So that's why sometimes we gotta use that violence, right? As a last resort.
It was just a way to justify, basically lynching, right? Just assassination of remind me, brother's name, right? Was this? It was not the victim of the Zimmerman. Was Trayvon Martin?
I think was it Trayvon Martin?
Trayvon Martin, right? He's assassinated. That's straight up assassination. He's just going home, and like he says he's one of those white Latinos, right?
Oh,
he's like,
God.
I'm Latino, but he knows he checks the white box, right? Like on race, doesn't he? He's not checking indigenous, is he? No, he wants to assimilate to whiteness, right? And he's over there like, hunting down black and brown folks in his like majority white neighborhood, like. Just a scum of the earth, Gusano right there, right? I don't know if he was Cuban, but
whatever he was just scum, sellout, whatever he was. So,
and that's why we gotta stop how are we gonna save our people? We gotta come together and unite.
Colonized unity, right there.
Yes.
Colonized unity that will not only bring that unity here in the snakes, right, but across the world. To truly end the class struggle and see what means of production lie ahead, right? Truly means of production that will end famine for good, means of production that will actually serve everyone and not just the interests of the few, the colonizers, the sellouts, right? So that's what we're here for, and that's why we go out in the streets, get ourselves politically educated, and build for the revolution, y'all.
Yep. Because when the government's in our hands, You better believe those counter-revolutionaries, those George Zimmermans, they are going to meet justice, revolutionary justice. You will not be able to murder our black and brown community members like that. No way, Jose. You're going to be, you're going to be out. You're going to be out of here, boy. That's life. That's life at the very least. You feel me?
Amen.
Like there's,
Amen.
like you're gonna go. It's gonna be quick. Life. We like, come on now.
Sorry, that's it.
Yeah, that's. But these colonial courts, we can't. We keep trying to seek justice in these colonial courts. It's just not working out. How many more Trayvon Martins have there been? Like, it's like over the pigs are killing over 1,000 a year. Still 1,200 a year. You know, mostly black and brown folks. So it still hasn't stopped. We've been doing all this Black Lives Matter, all these begging protests, still has not stopped.
It's time to build. It's time to build, y'all. No more begging massa. Time to actually build. We're never gonna get justice from the courts. So, no more begging. No more Martin Luther begging, as going to be saying. So let's make sure we actually build for the people, and that's what Hammer City is all about, y'all. That's what Hammer City is all about. But
yeah, we need some Malcolm X, and you know what I'm saying, X off those, X off those boxes, get those tasks done. You know what I'm saying, build that dual contending power.
X off those action items, y'all. Make sure y'all crossing off those action items. I don't want to see that anymore.
That's right. That's right. You know, like Amilcar Cabral, how they did it, right? They had their revolutionary zones, right? They were taking back their land to their full dictatorship. They were having their people's courts where they're administrating true justice at the hands of the poor working class people making decisions. You know, you're supposed to be judged by your peers, right? Not by these colonizers, not by people who don't live in your area, right? You know, that's why it's all about taking the land back, and not only that, but establishing a revolutionary government, right? Based on anti-colonialism, and you know, I mean,
colonize unity. Our four principles of unity.
Our four principles, like we are all equal, right? Like, you know, it doesn't matter what your skin tone is, what your ethnicity is, what your gender is, you know, what your, you know, race and what sexual orientation. We are all equal. You know, at the end of the day, we're all equal, and so that's what we need. That colonized unity.
Land back.
Yes.
But all right, we gonna get into some more fundraising, y'all. What's up? Who gonna after all that political education, after all those gems, are we feeling it? Are we feeling the need to go out and help our people, to donate? Who got some funds? Who got some more funds for the people of Louisiana, for New Orleans, y'all? You can donate at hashtag Rebuild NOLA. What's up, y'all? We're not feeling that revolutionary energy. What's up? I'm gonna donate 10 right now. Hold up.
All right, there we go.
I got 10 from Team right there. 10 from Team.
Okay.
Because y'all sleeping on me. Y'all sleeping on me right now. What's going on? What's going on? If you can't donate, guess what? Share another 10 times. Share another however many times y'all can share. So
send it to your mama, send it to your dad, send it to your grandma, send it to your grandpa.
Hit up the homie. Be like, you ain't got $5 to rebuild NOLA?
Send it to your cousins. You know, let them know. Get on that revolutionary political education. You know, send it to your friends. Send it to some colonizers. You know, send it to whoever. Everybody.
Yes.
Send them some revolutionary political education. If you can't make a donation.
Go through Instagram, any of these whack leftist pages. Go through the followers and be like, hey, we're building for NOLA. Do that if you can't make a donation. All right. Get into these DMs, slip into those DMs,
slide down in,
and make sure our people over in Louisiana, New Orleans, make sure that they get the skills, the resources to build, not just now, but for the rest of the future, right? For whatever is to come for them, because that is the task of a revolutionary, not just this charity garbage, right? We're not here to raise these resources just to give it to them, right? We're here to teach the people that it is they that can do the same. It will be them that will organize for the next catastrophe. So, Oju coming with $5. That's what's up, Oju. Thank you for showing out. Who else don't? We got.
All right, I'll throw $5 more. I'll pledge another $5.
All right, that's what's up. See, all right, come with that. I'll give it the 5. But that's what's up. Keep sharing. Keep donating, especially to hit that goal, right? Hammer smash goals. So we're gonna go ahead and move on though. I think we got another one coming up. I think this is yours. Come with that.
All right.
Let's see it.
There we go. The colonial situation, which does not admit the development of a native pseudo-bourgeoisie, and in which the mass of the people do not generally reach the necessary degree of political consciousness before the launching of the phenomenon of national liberation, offers the petty bourgeoisie the historical opportunity of leading the struggle against foreign domination. By virtue of its objective and subjective position, i.e., higher standard of living than that of the masses, more frequent humiliation, higher grade of education and political culture, etc. It is the stratum that soonest becomes aware of the need to rid itself of foreign domination. This historical responsibility is assumed by the sector of the petty bourgeoisie that, in the colonial context, one might call revolutionary, while the other sectors retain the characteristic hesitation of this class or ally themselves to the colonialists so as to defend, albeit illusorily,
Yeah.
their social position. I'm back. What you think about that, cheap scene?
I wish I could just they could leave it up, but because it takes a little while. Not gonna lie to digest. I don't got my yerba mate either. Thank you, OG.
No, get your mate.
No, I'm running on like normal sleep. I didn't sleep in or anything. Let's see. But yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
like
reading through it. I'm reading through it right now again. I'm trying
well,
to
you think about like, Amilcar Cabral, right? He was a petit bout, right? He went to school in Portugal, right? He was a soil engineer. He was like one of the only Africans in his class, right? So, I mean, he must have been just like dealing with so many microaggressions, macroaggressions, just so much racism and discrimination, right? And so he became, aware really quickly, right, of the need that we gotta overturn these colonial contradictions, right? And so there you go. I mean, you've got that class of the petty bourgeois that will ally themselves with the masses, right, and they can help to lead, right? Because Amilcar Cabral, right, he was one of the leaders. And same thing with Che Guevara, right? Che Guevara, but what did he do? Committed revolutionary suicide. Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, right?
Oh, lawyer.
I mean, yeah, Fidel Castro. I mean, he looks pretty dang white to me. You know what I'm saying? Very light skinned, but there you go. You can't don't forget that he are also colonized, even though you so light skinned. Why? It's because your ancestors didn't consent and they were basically, sexually violated, raped. I mean, that's a strong, harsh word, but really, with the power dynamic, a white person, the colonizer, how can the colonized truly be consenting? So that's why he's so light skinned. But at the end of the day, he had that revolutionary consciousness to commit class suicide and unite with the masses, and that's what the Amilcar Cabral outlined as well. Right?
See, the comrades, the collective conquers all. Appreciate y'all deeping in that for me. And I totally unite with that because you helped out in the comments as well, right? That our social positions, whatever crumbs that we get from the colony, right? Because those petty bourgeois are a little bit more educated, right? It is fake. It's fake. It doesn't matter, right? It's all pointless, and that is what drives them to revolution. The understanding that of all of those things, right? So, thank y'all for deepening that. All right,
Yes.
that's another that's political education in itself, right there.
Yeah.
The collective conquers all. So don't forget, you all can read that back that you don't understand that we can break down as well. So because you come with to be laying it out, come with to be spitting. So let's see.
And so self-critical. Yeah, that dang colonial internet is breaking up badly. I apologize for that. But
I want to shout out Acorn real quick.
Yeah, Comrade Acorn.
Didn't see that right there. Pledging $10. That's what's up. Can't donate right now. You can pledge, y'all. So shout out to Acorn. Let's keep those donations coming. But beautiful. Read that back right there. Come on to beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to, and that's from I think it was page 171 of the PDF or so it's it's a little ways in there, but yeah. After that, he talks about how the petty bourgeois, in order they in order to not be a class enemy, right? They only have one road, and that is to strengthen their revolutionary consciousness, to repudiate the temptations, right? Don't give in to the temptations of the devil. Be like the Black Jesus, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when the devil is tempting you with all that money, right? He had to say nope. This is like the anti-colonial interpretation of Jesus. Feel me? Like not the colonial interpretation. Remember, like when he's being tempted by the devil. If you think about it, who's the devil? Right, the white man's tempting us, right? So, be like Black Jesus, right? And unite with your people. Yes, don't be tempted by the devil. Colonialism. Yes.
Hey, but Jesus was a revolutionary. Not gonna lie, he didn't like people hoarding wealth. So that's
exactly.
Up,
yeah.
I think Jesus would like Black Hammer. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's anti-colonial interpretation, because really Christianity was an anti-colonial sect of Judaism that started up, right? And one of the oldest books too is the Ethiopian Bible, right? That has a lot more chapters, right? That the Romans, right? They created Catholicism, right? The Roman Catholic Church was established, and they pick and chose what books they wanted, and they perverted the teaching so that it was a tool for control, right? To be able to control the population, right? And that's why you had that brand of colonial Christianity where they said, oh, the white man, the white man's up here, he's above all creation, right? He's above, he's above the woman, right? It's white man, then it's the white woman, then it's all
this
the
whole
black and brown,
hierarchy,
right? All this hierarchy, and then that's what did they do? They came over here where like the indigenous, we had this like this idea that humans are part of the web of life, right? We're a strand of life, we're interconnected, but instead they just forced people into these colonial Christian schools and mission and all this
concentration
stuff
concentration camps,
yeah,
but with a sprinkle of their colonial religion. So
trying to kill they called it trying to kill the Indian inside to save the man, like just
basically the end
know?
process of colonization, right? That is the end process of colonization when they completely erase your history, when you completely assimilate into the system, into the colony, right? And we see that today where people are just going with the flow, right? Just trying to do their own thing, individualism, playing into the colony without even knowing what it is that their material, without even knowing their material relationship to the rest of the world, right? Which is one that we're, in the case of the colonizers, a parasitic one, but even us right here and the snakes, right, who live at the expense of another, not by choice, right? But we are rescinding and saying no to that material relationship by becoming revolutionaries, by choosing to commit class suicide, by choosing to serve the people and put the colonized masses before whatever it is that we want to do, right? Because that's the only way to actually destroy the colony and actually build for our people and to build that equitable society. So yes, turns us from humans into bodies of labor for colonizers. We are the loot itself. So
yes, we are the loot. Yes,
exactly. My tummy tweaking right now, y'all. So I think we're gonna head to announcements, and then after the announcements, I'll use the restroom. All right, the Vanguard every Monday. Y'all already know. I think last week was Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. Can't wait for this next episode of the Vanguard, breaking down that revolutionary tea, breaking down that tea in a revolutionary way, y'all. So shoot through every Monday. So it's going to be October 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
And we got the Tuesday rally, the Revolutionary Church screening, Tuesday, October 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And, for us on the West Coast, that'll be 4 p.m. I'm excited. Yes, Colibri, can't wait to see this week's episode. Yes. Yeah, it's you come through, it always just fills me with more, just more optimism, more enthusiasm, just more excitement to just because, when sometimes it's alone, I'll be a little lonely out here, all by myself. Sometimes I'm out here, just doing my thing. But then, it's great to connect and just be, drink from the revolutionary bottle, drink from drink that revolutionary
Gatorade,
Gatorade.
that revolutionary church.
Yes, and and just really, it helps to really spiritually and just
That's why it's called
whatnot.
revolutionary church.
Yep.
Helping
Yeah,
the spirit and the soul.
Exactly.
And y'all already know, Fraud Fauci Fridays, every Friday, 5 p.m. local time. And then leading up to our march on the CDC. Monday, November 22nd, 2021 will be the march on the CDC. But every Friday, you can go ahead and visit your local chapter and see what's up, what they got brewing in their little against the FDA or CDC office. Well, that was all the announcements. All right, y'all. All right. Well, y'all already know. Tune back in next week. Oh, okay.
There we go. Yes.
Tune back in next week for another reading. This time, pages 15 or chapters 15 through 20. It's only 36 pages. Y'all can do it. I believe in y'all. Y'all killed it this week about Amilcar Cabral's unity and struggle, y'all.
Yep, that's 36 pages. That's only 6 pages a day. Perfect reading for bedtime, morning, right? It's perfect to read during breaks throughout the day.
Plantation breaks. Don't let the plantation get to you. Make sure you out there on plantation getting that PE in. That's what's up.
Oh, and then we had that little announcement to join agitation propaganda.
Join agitation and propaganda, y'all. Make sure you're getting up in here and doing the work of the people, right? And this is the work for the people, making sure they get that political education. Agitprop is out here making sure the book trap runs smoothly. So shout out to Agitprop. Shout out to Chief Oju for making sure we got this book trap and revolutionary education for our people and for our comrades here, right? Shoot. So land back, y'all. Land back. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode.
Land back, y'all.
Hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we did, and hope y'all got that revolutionary fire to go and serve your people, to go and serve the people of the colonized masses of the world. All right, y'all.
Right.
All right, real quick, you want to do the little countdown?
All right, 3, 2, 1, 0, land back.